Hello everyone! Today we are going to make a reading for the Twin Flame Collective about Sagittarius full moon. So I have 3 decks, but I don't know if I'm going to use them all. But let's start with the Energy Oracle decks and see how this reading is going to unfold. Yeah, we have, it's interesting because I've just made a Turkish version of this reading before starting this reading, and actually I got the same cards but in the reverse position. I mean, the heart chakra was in upright position and walking away was in reverse position, but this time it's the opposite. It's like, wow, maybe the energy kind of like shifted. So I feel like someone's actually being interrupted from their own heart, like from their own heart-centered visions and choices, and just it's like walking away, but not to like a right direction. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of like an imbalanced energy. I don't know. Let's have more cards because it's an interesting start. Wow. Wow, yay. Yeah, the broken hearts and the sun. So yeah, I feel like maybe that's walking away is like walking away from past heartaches, from heart wounds, from emotional abuse, from emotional wounds, and just focusing on emotional healing. And so that you can reborn, you can have your shining moment, you can be the sun, you can have your true essence, you can be your true self. And that's like the union energy, that's like it's like the divine feminine and the divine masculine, like they heal both their emotional wounds, their mental wounds, and then they discover their true self, and then they become one organism, like the mind and heart, so that you can have your harmonious union. And but there's a tricky point here, because it's like, when we say this, we feel like we are broken and we won't be able to have our harmonious union until we are fully healed, but that's not true. You can actually have your union and have your harmonious union when you are still walking your healing journey. So you don't have to be, no one is actually completely healed, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that we are broken. That doesn't mean that we are not perfect. We are already perfect, and we are walking this path, the human journey, twin flame journey, ascension journey, to remember that, oh my God, I've been always divine. I've been always perfect. I'm a perfect divine child of God. God is perfect and He created me, therefore I'm perfect. But this is not coming from a place of ego. This is coming from a place of that heartfelt knowing, like that is actually very humble. That doesn't scream and shout like, oh, I'm important. No, this is just like a silent remembering, and it's a very warm feeling, So, and when you actually have this compassion within yourself, you look at your wounds, you look at your emotional healing journey in a different way. You don't feel like you should be ashamed of your past wounds or the things that you feel or the things that you experience, like you can be vulnerable with yourself. And then when you have that vulnerability with yourself, with God, then you can share it with your twin. But unless you practice that within yourself and within God in your own private space, in your heart center, then you won't be able to actually hold your union's energy in a balanced way. That's what I'm practicing with myself too. Like, I'm always in that close space when it comes to my emotional healing, when it comes to my emotional experiences. And right now I'm kind of trying to see that, like, that's not something that I should actually be always closed off, like always cry behind the closed doors or whatever. But like, hey, I'm not alone there. God is with me. And yeah, the same with I'm with my twin. You are never separate from your twin. So Yeah, wow, the cards are just too emotional, too intense, so in a very nice and smooth and way. Yeah, let's go on with the traditional tarot deck. uh, yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like this is more like the beginning of your earthly union, you know, like the one that actually you have in your heart, and now it's time to actually you know, ground it. Now it's time to make it like a tangible relationship, you know, other than just having it always like with yourself, with your twin from your heart, you know, the telepathic connection, or it's like it's time to ground it. And this is, you know, this is coming with simple steps. It's not like a whole big shift in your reality, but like with small changes, maybe small changes that you make in your journey in your human life. They are all so valuable. And yeah, the Hierophant card came. This is also like, you know, sharing your knowing with others. It's like the teacher archetype, teacher energy, but not in a, I don't know, sometimes I kind of don't like the energy of this card because it kind of gives me religious vibes, you know, like kind of like strict and dogmatic, but um, no, it's like sharing yourself. Wow, okay. I've been just shuffling the cards and I got like two. Yeah, and this is why I've been actually feeling like this card is not really innocent this time, because we have like the Seven of Cups. This is a sneaky energy, and also the Devil. So yeah, maybe it's like, you know, be mindful with uh who teaches you, you know, who is your like spiritual teacher, your spiritual guide on your twin flame journey, because this is extremely important. Like people, especially with spiritual communities, but even more, you know, importantly with the twin flame journey, uh, people can't always be so you know, like they don't always have really good intentions. Please be aware of scams like frauds, and just, you know your teacher, you know your spiritual guide in your heart. You don't have to be like someone who's, you know, working with the most popular spiritual teacher, or like the most, I don't know, you know, just don't be fooled, you know, with, especially with card readings, because people are not always giving understand really sincere opinions, sincere readings. Sometimes it's just like, it's just for taking your energy and leaking it. So you know your heart, you know yourself, you know your relationship with God. You have the power, and always work with people who actually remind you that, you know, who are always reminding you that you have the power, you have the authority of your reality, so not someone else. So just don't rely on someone, don't rely on me, don't trust me with a blind faith, because I'm also just here to give you, you know, an insight about your journey. So I'm not like a someone who's actually giving like instruction or something. And yeah, this is extremely important for twin flame journey, so I kind of wanted to emphasize that. And yeah, so I want to use archetype cards as well before closing the reading. Let's see if we will have some cards for the divine feminine or the divine masculine, or both. Yes, we have the arts card. Yeah, so I feel like your creativity is really important right now, like especially with your life purpose. Like when you invite yourself to just be creative, and this doesn't mean to, like, you know, just you can be an artist, you know, you can I don't know, it's not for selling, or it's not for like very like professional ways, you know, it's just for playing, it's just for discovering your creative energy. So you know, you can discover that you can, like, I don't know, recently I really enjoy coloring mandalas, and it really gives me that childhood innocence creative energy. You know, I can connect with that through that activity. You know, I love using colors. I love just spending time with colors. So for example, that's an example for me. Maybe you can discover yours too. It can be something different. I don't know, it can be decorating, it can be maybe like working with flowers, maybe music. And we also have the visionary cards. So this is also giving us this clue that, you know, your union always starts within. So your vision is extremely important. Your external reality doesn't actually create your union. Your inner state is actually being reflected through your external reality, and then you see that, you use it as a guide, not to, you know, not to just believe in what you see, but to see and then have your clues and then say, okay, here are some points that I need to work on, and then do your inner work based on that. And with the twin flame journey, I know this can be extremely hurtful. I know it can feel like it's so real, especially like if you are dealing with like a third party situation or something. Oh, I know, I know how hurting it is. Believe me, I know. But just know that you have the power here. You have the power to create your reality, and you can change it. And when you change your reality, no one will be affected by that. No one will be harmed by that, because everyone is also creating their own realities. You know. So usually we don't actually want to take responsibility for our reality and make change. You know, on that. We don't want to change anything in our reality because we think that people will be affected by that, especially people in our close environment, you know, like the family, friends, or I don't know, if you have like a relationship that is not your twin, you feel like it will cause harm for them, but that's not true. The more you actually invite yourself to be closer to true love, real sensation and definition of love, and actually allow yourself to have it in your reality, it will inspire people. It will actually change the world. You know, we will be out of this love-hate programming. We will be out of this like conditional love programming. You know, this is not love. This is synthetic, and this is not real. This is based on conditions, but God's love is just unconditional. And you know, real love doesn't actually want you to settle. The real love doesn't allow you to just compromise, you know, yourself, your parts, your divinity. So it's safe to just acknowledge that and just allow the, you know, allow change to happen in your life. So it's safe to have a next level of your journey. Yeah, that's the closing message. And thank you so much for being with me here in this reading. And if you have any more questions about the reading or about twin flame collective, twin flame journey, please share your insights on the comments. And if you would like to receive like a personal one-on-one card reading or like an energy therapy session with me, or like a one-on-one coaching, life purpose coaching, twin flame guidance with me, please check all of my services. They are on my profile. You can see them on the link. So yeah, thank you so much, and see you for the next reading. Bye bye.